Hi, hello everybody. This is Carl White on Loan Officer Freedom, #1 podcast in the world today for loan officers. Thanks to you two guys, and thanks to some great guests that we have. So I'm with the Mortgage Marketing Animals Connected, which is a group that helps loan officers throughout the United States and Canada, and how to get more business while working less hours. And got a dear friend of mine, one of my business partners, Chris Johnstone, helping me with this episode, because, brother, we're going to talk about something that's in your wheelhouse of expertise. Great to see you here, brother.
Thank you so much for having me, Carl. It's great to be here.
Yeah, it's good to be here too, man. So, Chris, let's just come out of the gate. So you're on the right episode if you want to listen to online lead generation versus offline lead generation. So if that's what you want to listen to today, you're at the right place. And Chris, I would say, while both of us have expertise in both areas, right? Without question, you have the more expertise in the online world than I do. And my guess is, I don't know this for a fact, my guess is I've dialed a few more phone numbers and perhaps may have had a few more face-to-faces than you have. Maybe I'm wrong, but is it safe to say that?
Most definitely. Yes, absolutely. I'm much more comfortable behind the keyboard than I am in person or even over the phone.
Dude, you do awesome. So Chris and I have been doing a little bit of a road show here for a couple times where we picked out a couple cities that we wanted to go visit. And we said, dude, why don't we just do a one day there too? And which, just if I can be just perfectly transparent, makes it an all expense paid trip for Chris and I. If you find people that are kind enough to join us at those and you buy a ticket, well, that buys our plane ticket. So, and then Chris and I can hang out and mastermind either the day before or the day after. And that's what we typically do. So anyway, all right. So we're going to be talking about the different ways to do the online, and how it merges in with some of the offline, and some, I always hate talking about something negative, but frankly, the big mistake that we find a lot of loan officers and loan officer marketers do. So let's start off with that, Chris. So, I see the same ads that everybody else sees, right? On social media and the emails, and I get it. I'm signed up on everybody's list that I know of, and I see what they say, and it's a funny thing, man. It's like half of them say, dude, if you're not doing offline, like if you're not doing the offline work, the online's a total waste of time, right? That the meetings and the phone calls, that's where the money is. That's where, the top producers are at. That's where the rubber meets the road. And that's where the real men and the real women hang out. That's where the real producers hang out, right? And then you have the other half of the crowd that says, dude, if you're not doing it online, dude, it's so archaic. It's old school. You need to be doing things a new way. Hey, wake up. We're not riding horse and buggy anymore. They actually have these newfangled thing called automobiles. You ought to try one time, right?
Yeah.
And, and our response to that is always, hey, they're both right? They're both right. Chris, why is it? I mean, dude, honest to gosh, I know this is going to sound like a self-promotion, which I don't mean for, or maybe I do mean for it to be, but it's like, why is everybody else missing out on half?
Yeah.
Like, why is it that, I mean, honest, that's a real question. Why is it that you have these two schools of thought going against each other instead of doing what you and I do and merging them together? Like, why is that? Why does a offline guy say the online guys are chasing shiny whistles, and the online guys tell the offline guys, you're walking when there's airplanes invented these days. Get with it. What's the issue with that?
Man, Carl, I don't really know, but I tell you, I think people tend to gravitate to what they know best. And I think it's human nature to think that the thing that you're doing that's working for you is the way to either help somebody else, or that's the way to do it because that's the way that you've been successful. So it's natural to share that and teach that, because I know a lot of the online guys have no idea how to be successful in the offline realm. It's foreign to them. They've never done it. They don't understand it. If you don't understand something, it's scary, right? So I think there's a little bit of fear there, a lack of knowledge. I mean, for me to work an offline system in order to generate results, I mean, until I met you and the members of the Freedom Club and I saw those lives being transformed, you know, I certainly don't know how to do it, so I can't teach it. Right now, I know it's the most powerful strategy in order to build a business is to go to your past customer database and to go out and get realtor referral partners. But to do it the offline way, I just don't know how to do that. Whereas a lot of people that, you know, schedule strategy calls with us or get on and they're like, hey, take a look at my Facebook account. Well, it becomes pretty apparent in, you know, a minute or two that they just don't know how to do the online side of things correctly and effectively. But give them a list of 50 people and say, hey, go get 10 of those people to send you business. Well, all right, I know how to do that, right? So I think it's just a matter of doing what you know and doing it well. But the beauty of this is that they're both so incredibly powerful. They both work exceptionally well. And if you're a mature enough business owner that you can say, hey, wait a minute, all of this is opportunity for me. I just need to figure out the best way to put them both together and I can have the best of both worlds. Well, that's kind of the evolved loan officer. That's the loan officer that's going to get results from all three pathways. I mean, there's really only three pathways to the customer: past customers, referral partners, and direct to market advertising. And there's online and offline ways to do all of those. So why not do the best of all three? Because it's going to make you the greatest results in your business with the least amount of effort, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude. So you hit a couple good things. That's exactly why they focus on one or the other, because they don't know the other. They go, hey, this works for me. And you know what? Maybe it does, right? I'm doing it. If they do it right, of course it does, because you and I both do it both online and offline, and they both work extremely well. You help us do that. I think everybody, you know, if you're new to the podcast, just as an FYI, I'm a branch manager. Been in the mortgage business for, I don't know, like 20 years, I guess, something like that. So pretty long time. And the team that I get, the team, I call it my umbrella, the team that's under my umbrella, that I get paid on based upon their results. It's a lot. Like I think we're probably certainly one of the highest in the nation for sure. And but anyway, so enough about that. But we find that doing it both ways is where we get our best results, and you help us do that. And the fact that somebody's doing it one way and they go, well, this way works, so it's the only way that works. That's the viewpoint that they're coming from. And I can see how, because I have to tell you, I can be a bit stubborn myself. And I don't have to tell you that. You know me well. I'm telling the people that might not know me as well as you do. And I start doing it a way. I go, dude, I'm crushing it with this way. I made X amount of dollars. You know, I've made millions of dollars, literally myself, doing it this way. And you're telling me there's another way to do it? And the answer is yes and yes. You know, yes, Carl, the way you're doing it's right. But if you want to go from millions of dollars a year doing this to millions times insert in number, well, then you have to start. If you want different results than last year, you got to start doing some different things, like every single time. So, and you've certainly been a catalyst to making that happen. All right. So you said something a second ago here. That's kind of what I want to go into today. You mentioned like there's three different ways of primarily getting our customers. There's the direct to customer or consumer direct, where I'm going after the customer before they talk to an agent, right? Yep. Or independent of that agent. And this might be refis, where I'm going directly to the customer is number one. Number two is past database, yep. Right? And then number three is referral partner referral. And typically that's going to be probably most often a real estate agent, but certainly divorce attorneys, financial planners, local business owners can all, hell, my plumber can refer somebody over to our mortgage company, but I'm more likely to get a referral from a real estate agent most likely than anybody else. So that's the three primary ways. So on consumer direct, and dude, you correct me if I'm wrong. So we have consumer direct, past database, and referral partner marketing or realtor marketing, right? Let's call it that.
All right.
And I can do that both. I can do all three of those, both online and offline.
Absolutely.
I think a mistake, a huge mistake that I would say, dude, every single online person is doing that I see.
Yep.
Every single one are going straight after the consumer direct. In other words, running Facebook ads to gather in new consumers independent of getting a referral from a real estate agent, right? Which is nothing wrong with doing that, but they're missing out on the other 2/3.
That's
like
right.
They're doing that and they're going, how come I'm not getting the results that, this X person told me that I would see when doing Facebook ads? And they're doing 1/3 and leaving out the other 2/3. What's your thoughts on that? And let's talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. So it's so tempting to always go after the cold targeting, which is where most people want to start. It's, hey, I'm going to target people that are interested in real estate, or I'm going to target people that are researching mortgages online. I'm going to show them a mortgage ad, bring them through a funnel. Absolutely, that works. But if you look at a results towards effort that you have to put in, it's incredibly complicated to build and maintain and optimize that funnel. Our agency does that professionally every day for everybody, or not everybody, but for all of our customers. And it's incredibly complex. You have to dial in the targeting, then you have to watch who comes through the campaign funnel, take the people that have good credit, feed that information back to Facebook through the pixel. Then you've got to look at the people that are actually responding to the ads over time, show your ads to more of those people. Then you've got to look at your creatives, the images that you're using, the copy that you're using, make sure that you refine that, keep your click-through rates high so your costs are low. Like, it is almost a full-time job just to take that direct to market system, run it effectively. And that doesn't
wait. Let me make one correction there. You said almost a full-time job. You do it full-time. It is a full-time job.
Yeah.
So I just want to,
it's
a correction there.
Job for 11 people full-time running these, because it's complicated, but it works. But here's the thing. So once you dial in all the targeting and all that good stuff, and then you've got the offer correct. So you've got the chatbot or the survey campaign or whatever it is that you're using to bring that person in, then the follow-up system, you get that person on the phone. Well, from online lead generation, if you're closing 4 to 5% of those leads, you're doing well, right? Very profitable. But think about that number, a 4% conversion ratio. That means that 96% of the leads that are generated through that funnel don't ever do anything with you. So if you look at human nature and the nature of the mortgage industry and the mortgage business, most mortgage professionals that we talk to, their business is built on referrals from past customers or referrals from realtor partners, the other two pathways. Well, when you get a referral from one of those other pathways, what's your normal closing ratio? It's, well, you would know from the referrals that you're getting in the mortgage range.
I would say it ranges from, depending upon where the referral comes from, but a true referred lead, we close at least 1 out of 4, because about half are qualified, half are not, and we close about half those that are. I've seen, like 30, 40%, something like that. So what your point is much higher than 1, 2, 3, 4%. Like, as much as 10 times more.
Yeah. So if you're used to closing 1 out of 4 people that you talk to, and then all of a sudden you've got to talk to 100 people or 100 leads that come through your funnel just to get 4, it's a difficult pathway. Very profitable, but it's not the low-hanging fruit. If our whole goal is to make the most amount of money with the least amount of effort, we should be looking at our Facebook ads and saying, okay, how do we get more referrals from our past customers? Using Facebook ads and Instagram and Google and YouTube. How do we go out and book appointments with realtors and help realtors convert their business using these online funnels? And yes, you should be doing all 3. Yes, it's profitable to do all 3, but people tend to gravitate to the hardest path to get the customer, when we should be retargeting your past customers, And we should be running direct lead generation funnels for realtors that can send you business. Don't do just one. You should be doing all three when it comes to online, when you're advertising on Facebook and Instagram.
And let's talk about that for a few minutes. So on these online ads that we're running, and
Yes.
and that would include, that would include like Google ads, but primarily what we're talking about is Facebook and Instagram. Am I correct on that? Like on the ads that you help us do, the vast majority, if not all, is Instagram and Facebook. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay. So not that other ways don't work. That's just what we found for us works the best. And for X amount of dollars in, we get the most X amount of dollars out on Facebook and Instagram. So we have the consumer direct, past database, and realtor market or real estate agent marketing that we can all target on Facebook ads. Would you say it's safe to say that, and dude, I'm not trying to lead you somewhere. This is a real question, right? Because you're without question, you know way more about this online stuff than I do by far, which is why we partnered up, by the way. I borrow your talents, you borrow mine, right? It works out for us very well. Is it safe to say that when we're doing Facebook ads where we specifically target our past database and real estate agents and consumer direct, like if we turned on all three types of ad all at the same time, which in our agency that you and I operate together, we can do that, right? And we do that.
Yes, absolutely.
But is it safe to say that the past database in the in the real estate agent marketing will convert quicker on the short term than consumer direct? Or is that not a fair statement that all three of them can generate new leads one's just as fast as the other?
Yeah, so that's a great question, Carl. And I find we get that from our customers, and they tend to have it broken down into they're thinking about it two ways. One is how quickly are the leads going to come in? Like from the time that I turn my campaign on, how soon am I going to be seeing leads coming through my system? Then the other half of that question is really like, okay, once I get a lead, how long is it going to take to fund to an actual deal? So there's kind of like, how fast does it work? There's kind of two pathways.
So I didn't think about that. So it's two parts. How fast does the lead come in? And then part two, dude, I know where you're going with this. So part one is how fast do the leads come in? Part two is how fast do those leads turn into a closing?
That's right. And I'm glad you know where I'm going with it because I don't know yet. So I'm just kidding. So when you're turning these systems on, they all perform relatively the same. When you start running an ad that goes out to your past customers to get them to send referrals, typically there's 4 different types of ads that you run. You run testimonials from your past customers. You run training. So any type of blogs that you're putting out there, videos that you're shooting, that sort of thing. And then product information or descriptions like, hey, here are the different loan types that we offer that you can refer to us. And then we have a direct call to action. So, hey, if you know somebody looking to buy, sell, or refinance, tag them in a comment below and we'll make sure they get the same excellent service that all of our customers get. When you run those types of ads to your past customers, you'll get referrals, and it happens relatively quickly. We turn the ads on. Normally it's like a week, 2 weeks, phone starts to ring. And if you're asking everybody, hey, how did you hear about us? And they're like, yeah, I saw you on Facebook. Or you see those people tagging people in their comments. It happens really quick. When you start running an advertising campaign just to realtors in your market, and you're showing educational videos to educate them, and you have a call to action. It says, hey, if you want help growing your real estate business, converting more of your leads, getting products closed on time, fill out this form and book an appointment. When you turn those ads on, you start driving people through that funnel. It's like a week, 2 weeks. You start booking appointments. You start getting leads coming through that funnel. Same thing, consumer direct. You run ads targeting people interested in mortgages. You'll have leads coming through the funnel in the first 2 weeks. Now, the amount of time that it takes to convert those leads into deals varies wildly between the different sources. The fastest path is the past customer referral, because typically what's happened and what we're finding is that when somebody responds to one of those ads, they send in a referral, they've had a one-on-one interaction with the person that they're referring. So they were at the baseball game or the birthday party or whatever it is. They ran into their friend and they were like, hey, what's going on in your life? Oh, we're we're in the market right now. We're out seeing houses all the time. It's crazy. We lost an offer, blah, blah, blah. And they say, you really got to talk to my mortgage professional, right? And they give the referral. And typically what happens is, what we're finding, it doesn't happen at the party or the baseball game or wherever it is. They'll get back to the office on Monday morning, see the ads and go, oh yeah, I referred so-and-so on the weekend. They'll tag them in the ad, and that kind of like closes the loop on that referral, where a lot of those referrals are just like, hey, you need to call my mortgage person, Bob. And by Sunday night, oh, we got a referral. We can't remember who it was. They've got to follow up on that. So when that person calls you, or you reach out to them as a result of that social media post, they're in market. They're already working with a realtor. They're already out looking at houses. Well, as soon as they find that house, they're going to fund that deal. That happens really quickly. Same thing with the referral from a realtor. Once you get that realtor relationship, they start referring you business. Those people have great credit. They want to purchase a home. They're ready to go right now. Those deals close very quickly. It just kind of depends on the real estate scenario. When you are going direct to market on the Facebook side of things, that's a long play, because when people are filling out Zillow forms or Boomtown forms or leads on Facebook or wherever it is that they're saying, hey, yeah, I want to know how much I qualify for, what my monthly payment's going to be. They start using your tools, all that kind of stuff. They haven't even really put themselves in a box yet on, hey, what home are we going to buy? They're just at the very beginning phases of that real estate transaction. And it's normal for it to take 4, 5, 6 months before that person actually gets to the point where they're ready to fund. So when you put those leads through that consumer direct funnel at the very beginning, you've got to understand that database is going to build and build and build and build. The snowball starts to build, then it really starts to produce the deals that come into the business long term. So the direct to market leads are definitely going to take a longer cycle. But building that database, and again, working that database, again, very profitable.
So I have never thought of that two-part question that you just did. It's how fast do the leads come in, and how quickly do the leads turn to contracts? Because I've noticed that the past database and the real estate agent marketing gave us closings faster. So I just automatically went, well, they give us leads faster and give us closings faster. That's not the case. Now that you mentioned it, that's exactly what happens, is we get leads from all three of them about the equal amount of time, like pretty quick.
Yep.
And it's just I think you're the one that told me, and I saw it written somewhere else too. So somebody obviously had copied you and said this, but no, that only 15% of online leads convert in the first 90 days. That means that 85% convert to a closing after 90 days.
That's right.
And whereas when we're marketing to real estate agents and to our past database reaches back out when it's, hey, one of my kids is buying a house. Can you help them? My mom's buying a house. Can you help her? We're looking at downsizing. Can you help us? We're looking at upsizing. Can you help us? We're looking at buying an investment home. Can you help us? Those tend to be much, much quicker, and they already trust us. Same thing, it just things move faster because we've done business before, and they only reach out when they're ready. Whereas the consumer on the consumer direct is we're catching them early in the game. An excellent lead. It's just if you're expecting that one particular to close in the first 3 months, you're only about 15% of the time that's going to happen. The other 85%, which is good. I plan on being business past 3 months out, right? I've learned all this is a long play game, and that's where the big money is not in the quick buck. The big money is in the long dollar, right? The long $1,000. So when doing this, yes, run all three. Expect closings faster from the past database into the realtor or real estate agent marketing, but don't ignore the consumer direct, as it's what's going to give your closing 3, 4, 5, 6 months, even a year from now. Those closings that happened this month are leads that you got 6, 8, 9 months ago, right. Which is awesome, right? It's a true pipeline business. All right, so I normally keep these podcasts to about 30 minutes here, and we're running not too far from that. I was wanting to get a little bit into the ads though. So I think everybody kind of gets the consumer direct. The consumer direct, and again, you place the ads, how you target and everything. We in a future episode we'll talk more about that. But I think people are more familiar with the consumer direct ads that people use to get people to opt in off of Facebook that they're interested in getting a mortgage. By the way, never trick them, right? And I know you're a big proponent of that too. Never trick them into, hey, I've got, I've got this list of $500,000 houses and they're all for sale for $50 each. We've seen stuff like that. Don't do that, right? Don't trick them, because then if you, number one, it's wrong, and number two, it's dishonest. But the big thing that also included in with that is as soon as they find out what your real deal is, now they don't, with good reason, they don't trust you. That's right. And it's just a bad way to do business. So you don't trick them. But on the past database and referral partner marketing, I think a lot of people don't know how that works.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the past database first. So I've got a past database of, say, 500 closed loans.
Yep.
5,000 or 300. And I want to market to those past database. So I get my closed loans. Here's my list of closed loans, Chris. What do I do with that? How do I get those people and only those people to see the Facebook ad? Just give me the overall outline of it.
Yeah. So the first thing you're going to do is export that list, and you're going to export it as a .csv. So take it from Excel. You want first name, last name, email address, and phone number.
So I need those four things: first name, last name, email, and phone number. Okay.
You got it. Then you go over to Facebook, and inside the ads manager, there's a section dedicated to audiences. So you go to the menu bar, click on audiences, and it'll ask you, there's a big button that says create audience. You click on there and it'll say, what type of audience are you creating? And they have a button right there that says past customers. You click on the past customer button, and then it will say upload your past customers. And it's just like uploading a photo you just pick the file, click submit, and it'll say, hey, are these the first name? Yes. Are these the last name? Yes. Are these the emails? Yes. Are these the phone numbers? Yes. And then you click submit, you name it, and Facebook will go out, use the name, the phone number, and the email address to identify those people as Facebook users. And then it creates an audience so that you can show ads to just those people that are in the database. No cold targeting. So when you're running those ads to that audience, only your past customers are going to see that ad.
All right, cool. So I get my past database, I upload it into Facebook.
Yep.
Facebook, then anybody that's used that phone number, that email address in their Facebook account, then Facebook tags those people, and I can now start running ads that only those people in my past database, since I target them in the ad, Facebook said, who do you want to show this to? I say my past database audience and nobody else. That's the only people that see it.
That's right.
So that's very cool. Because the one thing is, like with online marketing, everybody's walking around with a little bit of a wall up in front of them, and they're kind of peeking over it or peeking around it, to see who you are. Can I trust you? Are you cool? Are you okay? But with your past database, you don't have to do that, right? You as long as you take good care of them, of course. That wall's already been removed, and online marketing them is very, very, very effective. And we know that 100% of the people that see that ad have done business with us in the past.
That's right.
And it's a different message that might go out to that crowd than let's call it a cold list or the consumer direct. We also find, so I found by looking at my ad spend that you helped me with, it seems like when I upload a list and then I'm running ads only to those people, it seems like my ads are way cheaper per view than normal. Is that my imagination, or is that really happening?
That's so true. Because it's a very small audience of people. So your budget can be very small, $5 a day in that range. So you don't need to spend, for our instances, it's pennies on the dollar. It literally is almost nothing to advertise to your past customer database. Very cost effective.
And with Facebook, I don't have to spend $1,000 or $5,000 a day. This can be literally $5 a day. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Less than a Starbucks coffee. And
Yeah.
something that is worth pointing out, I think, Carl, is that this works better when you're combining it with the offline strategies. So the incredible stuff that you teach inside the MMA Connected membership of, calling your database, the monthly mailer templates that are in there, and the scripts that you have for connecting with the database, those activities, it builds that bond with that person. What we're finding is that by adding the online ad components, it makes it so that when the referral is in play, when it's the day or 2 days between that interaction between your past customer and the person they're going to refer, the social media ads show up on their feed and make sure that that referral gets finished. So it just helps all of the other database marketing that you're doing be even more effective, and just pick those extra deals up that you might otherwise lose just because people are so busy in their day-to-day lives.
It never ceases to amaze me. I saw some stats where it talked about how to influence people, your past database, people in general, but your in this case past database. And there's there's the emails and the Facebook ads and the phone calls and a monthly mailer, like a snail mail.
Yep.
And on this study, it showed which was most effective and which was least effective. And email was the least effective of all four. It was almost, I'm not going to say no effect, but it was very little effect, like very little effect. And Chris, when we go around the country, you and I, talking to loan officers and some of our training classes, and we asked everybody, what's the number one way you're marketing to your database or and real estate agents too? It's always
email.
Email. And it's like, it's the least effective of everything that you could do. Nothing wrong with doing the emails. Like we're proponents of doing that also, but when you add the other three components to it, it's epic. I mean, truly epic what can happen. I mean, it can be massive, like real massive. And relying on just email, man, that's just a huge, ginormous, multi-hundreds of thousands of dollars mistake. So, all right. Hey, brother, we're coming up on our time here. So I got to, we got to finish this up to keep this to drive time. So, hey, let's do that. We could talk about this all day, man. I love talking about this stuff. Look, if you'd like to talk more offline about what Chris and I do as far as helping you market to your database, if you go to mmacall.com, mmacall.com, we'll get you set up with a call, and we'll have somebody here on our team walk you through some of this online, offline stuff, and tell you a little bit about our membership that we do, but map out some of the things you can do, and I think it'd be really helpful for you. So I'd strongly recommend that you do that. If anything that we've said today kind of rings a bell, get on the call and would be happy to map it out. So sound good, Chris?
Yeah, that sounds great. Carl, thanks again for having me. And, I'd love to do this again, do a deep dive on the realtor stuff that we're doing.
Let's do that on the next episode, man. Let's go into the real estate agent, awesome. How we market the real estate agents using online and how we're seeing epic results. So, or if you want to go to the front of the line, just go to mmacall.com and, yep. And we can do it right then. So cool. Either way, thanks for being here. Feel free to forward this to your friends. We appreciate you doing that. Give us that 5-star review. Chris, appreciate you, my brother. Everybody that's listening today, thank you for being a part of our world and letting us being a part of yours. My name is Carl White with mmacall.com here at Loan Officer Freedom. We'll talk to you when you call in. Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you, Chris.